The round of 12 continues on today in Gateway. Hello guys and welcome here to the Carvana Wildcard Series. This is race number 17 here today, the second race in the round of 12. Keep in mind there are 3 races in this round once again. The next 2 rounds are 2 races. But we are in Illinois for race number 17. We already know one driver that'll be locked into the next round as Miguel Zapata gets the job done over on the road course at Mid-Ohio. He's a guarantee lock into the next round. But we enter this race, and it is our third to last oval race. There are only 2 more on the schedule, so the guys in the playoffs that are still alive in this Oval Championship or have had most success on the Ovals, there's only a few more races for them. Because after this we go to Talladega and Bristol, 2 completely different Ovals by all intents and purposes. But today we're here at Gateway, an interesting oval by all means. Starting on the pole will be your go-home driver, Hillary Sanchez, and then Annie Thomas on the outside. Annie Thomas is one of the playoff contenders, and with the win today, she could lock herself into the round of 8. So, once again, a lot is at stake. The playoff points carry over to the next round. A win advances you to the next round, and these drivers know that. As we enter today under the lights. Anyway, without further delay, first let's actually take a look at your oval standings so far. So there they are on your screen. Still, like I said, after today, 2 more races left in the Oval Championship. We won't see the next one for 2 more races. It'll be an elimination race at Talladega. After this, we obviously go to Barber. That will be an elimination race. And then right after Barber, we will go to the streets of Toronto, our first and, I believe, only street course on the schedule. As far as I know, I don't think we had one earlier in the year. We'll monitor that once again in just a moment. Anyway, we'll be back in a moment. First, this is the Carvana Wildcard Series playoffs. This is GCN. Let's roll the intro. Through turn 4. It's going to be a drag race to the line. We're going down the front stretch. 96. Wins the race at Coda. Ryan Knox. That's Watkins Glen. 7. Got this. All right. Ryan got this. Ryan Here we go. Pace car will make their way through turn 3 and 4. I believe this is the first time any of these series, Carvana Wild Card or Jello Cup, has run here at Gateway. So there's a first for everything, and I know it's the first time for the Carvana Wild Card. As the pace car peels off, it'll be Hillary Sanchez and Annie Thomas, 2 of the females in the field, leading us to the green flag. As we're underway at Gateway. Out of the gates, the 22 will be quick. And Hillary Sanchez will lead the opening lap. But Annie Thomas is closing quick, and right behind Annie Thomas is Mike Irwin, another one of your playoff drivers, looking to lock into the next round. And here comes Annie Thomas. One thing I saw, I did have to do a test race here because we've never run this track. So I wanted to be sure it was good enough for this series to be running on. And the one thing I noticed is there's not a whole lot of passing, much like the rest of the ovals. So passing has to be done early. As you see a battle for second, the 97 Mike Irwin goes to the outside, won't make it happen. Annie Thomas looked to the inside of Hillary Sanchez, couldn't get anything done there. So like most tracks this season, I think most of the passing will be done on the pit lane. And keep in mind, for Hillary Sanchez, all she's looking to do is add to her win total and maybe close in on this top 30 position. I mean, she's not vying for any playoff points or wins or anything, like championship rather. Man, Annie Thomas is all over the back bumper of that 22. Trying to make something happen. Like I said, for Annie Thomas to get a win here today, she'd advance to the round of 8 and join Miguel Zapata in that next round of the playoffs. That is the only guaranteed driver right now. Miguel Zapata started toward the back today, so like I said, for him, no concerns being back there because he's in regardless of what happens these next few races. He could wreck out for all he cares. It won't matter because he's locked in. Here goes Annie Thomas, the bumper to the 22. And they're going to go side by side down the front stretch. A little bit of a side draft. And here comes the 97 to try to make it 3 wide. And Mike Irwin will make it 3 wide for the race lead. Now we're down the back stretch. Who will prevail? And Mike Irwin wisely backs out of it. He knows he can't afford a wreck heading into turn 3. So he backs off. And Hillary Sanchez, for the time being, will hang on. But this battle might not be over as we head back to turn 1. Oh man, an exciting moment. We don't see that every day. 3 wide battle for the race lead. And Mike Irwin thought better of it, thankfully, heading into turns 3 and 4. He knew he would start a wreck with that. As here goes Annie Thomas once again. Out of turn 4. And we're going to race down the front stretch. Annie Thomas will take the race lead away. But here goes Hillary Sanchez on the outside again, battling, and it won't be enough. It's official. Annie Thomas is now the new race leader here at Gateway. Oh my goodness, I can't believe the racing here. I don't want to spoil anything, but this track could be on the Jell Cup schedule, and I think a lot of people would be thrilled to see that after that nice battle for the lead. Here comes Sanchez once again. As you saw along the walls, this track is run by the Gander Outdoors Truck Series and the NTT IndyCar Series. The IndyCar Series had a thriller here last season where Ed Carpenter almost beat Takuma Sato in that race, and Tony Kanaan was also in the running. So it was the old guys prevailing on pit strategy at Gateway for the IndyCar race here the last time this track was used. Now the Carvana wildcard looking just as exciting right now as that IndyCar finish. over there, or over here last time, as it's essentially a four-way battle for the lead. Here comes Hillary Sanchez again. She's going to get to the bumper of the 88. Won't push the issue. Keep in mind, she knows that this team's in the playoffs right now. And she knows she can't necessarily put the bumper to them. She doesn't want to... She wants to keep that respect level. Doesn't want to interfere with the playoff run right now. And that's pretty smart on her end. Oh, almost to the inside for the lead. It won't happen. And instead, Mike Irwin will peek out looking for second. Side by side into turn one. Irwin's got the lane. Sanchez has the position. And not for long. Mike Irwin now to second as we race down the backstretch to turns 3 and 4. Will he clear? Not this time. Sanchez battling back to the outside. And the more they battle, the quicker that 88 gets away. So these two need to figure it out. Again, side by side still. And I think Mike Irwin's going to get it this time. Will he? Yes. Mike Irwin to second, but the damage is done, and Mike Irwin's going to have a lot of time to close up in the next lap or two. And they are just taking advantage of this 22 now, having a little bit of misfortune. It looks like they've fallen off on this run. You see Hillary Sanchez now under pressure for that fourth position from Anthony Lopez. And back there as well, it should be noted, Austin Shaw is running in that pit spot. But look who's in sixth. That's Frodemar Ott. His last win came at Sonoma. As we'll see pit stops occurring here. Annie Thomas is in. And that should hand the lead to Austin Shaw in the 48. And in fact it will. And now, because pit cycles messed up Dave James's chance at a win, could it impact in the same way, or could it at the same time impact the 97 or the 88? We will see in just a moment as they come down the pit lane. Pit speed is 40 miles an hour here. So it's hard on the brakes. Oh, looks like the 09 is done. An issue for the 09 car. I'm not seeing any caution lights. It's still green. So it looks like the 09 might have just rear-ended somebody on the pit lane. That is a tough break for Rob Evans. Yeah, it looks like he just got into somebody on the pit lane. He didn't get enough contact to draw a caution. Oh, close battle off the pit lane. The 48's going to win it. And he might have won that battle. But he didn't win the race for the lead. Annie Thomas hangs on, but the 97 had an incredible pit stop. And Mike Irwin is going to be on the bumper of the 88. We haven't talked much about this season, but the Blue Oval's having a good run so far to start it out. See there, Annie Thomas will get a little bit of space between the two of them as she officially cycles out as your race leader here at Gateway. Let's run through the field. It is Annie Thomas with the race lead, but it might not be for long. Oh, she puts the block actually on the 97. And Mike Irwin is currently in that second spot. Anthony Lopez holds the third spot. He's quite a ways back. The field got separated a little bit. In fourth is Austin Shaw, hoping to capitalize maybe on some pit strategy, get his third win. Or second win in the series, I believe, in his first of the season. Hillary Sanchez runs in fifth right now. In sixth is Karen James, a solid run going for that 39. They could get in on points in this race, or if they continue this good run. Brian James is now in seventh. Ben Crouch is in eighth. Ninth right now is Zach Hussey, and in 10th is Daniel Voiles. And we're going to cut through the field because we just had a lead change. Or a battle for the lead is on. So we're going to go to that. Mike Irwin just led the last lap. Oh man, he's getting close again and he had to lift. Because Annie Thomas put the block on. And Annie Thomas will keep the race lead once again. That 97 is fast. And this is something Mitchell Collins does not want to see right now, is that 97 up front. Keep in mind, he's still in the playoffs, but he is way, way back in 31st. So is Joshua Sakali after a second place run in Mid-Ohio. Not good for them. And Mitchell Collins might have some work to do at Barber. Time will tell. But if he has some work to do at Barber, he's got his work cut out for him. 2 wins on the road courses this season. As we go down to turn 3, we might have another battle for the lead. The 97 back on the bumper. And here he goes. This time Annie Thomas will not block. Out of turn 4, Annie Thomas will hang on. And if this is going to be the battle for the next 19 or so laps, this is going to be an interesting finish. This time Annie Thomas blocking up the middle, saying, you pick a lane. And the 97 may have picked a little late. It's out of turn 4. It'll still be Annie Thomas once again. And that 97, they know they're faster than the 88 right now. And I gotta give some kudos to that 97 team, Mike Irwin. They are staying so patient in that second position. They could have just gone in, put the bumper to the 88, and he won't do it this time. He'll just drive it in deep through turns 3 and 4. And they'll be side by side. I believe the 88 narrowly leads that lap. Annie Thomas overdrives. This opens the door again. The 97. And they may catch a lucky break here as we go down the backstretch. And Mike Irwin will clear. He is now your race leader. Oh my goodness. Like I said, again, kudos to the 97, Mike Irwin, maintaining patience in that situation. Many drivers by then probably would have lost it and just said, okay, I'm going to use the bumper to get around. He raced clean the whole time. Did not use a single fender to move that 88 out of position to get the lead. And he knew he had the faster car, too. good, clean racing, and it earns the respect of your opponents. Maybe he just said, look, man, you're in a Ford, I'm in a Ford, we're using the same technology. Let's just battle it out. Let's just have a good, clean battle. And let's just both see the checkered up front. Oh boy, here comes Annie Thomas again. And we'll see if that patience pays off. Or we'll see if Annie Thomas will repay the favor by maintaining some patience and not using the fenders on the number 97. Here we go, down the backstretch. We'll see. 88's not going to get there through turns 3 and 4. But look who's closing now. That's the 92 of Anthony Lopez. He could play spoiler in this race and get a win. I just can't get over how clean that battle for the lead was. You don't see that every day. It looks like the 88 pitted. No, they didn't. Just the 97 got a good run through turns 3 and 4. Mike Irwin will extend his lead a little bit. As we mentioned in Countdown to Green, the next race is at Barber Motorsports Park. That is the elimination race. After that, we head to race number 19. Oh, pit stops are actually occurring, and this should be the last round of stops, as the 48 of Austin Shaw will likely cycle to the lead. Brian James battling for that position. And they almost use the fenders on each other, but Brian James thinks better of it. I mean, after all, we need our road course analyst on the Cup side. So, speaking on my own behalf, of course I'm not going to hit Austin Shaw and push him out of the way. Don't want him to not come back, as Austin Shaw will pit. And Daniel Voiles will stay out, and he'll take the race lead away. And for Daniel Voiles, he's a go-or-go-homer. He could pull off the ultimate upset. You see there, Voiles has the 97 lap down. And Mike Irwin's going to cycle back around. He'll get his lap back. Does he beat the 48 off the pit lane? Or does the 48 and the 0 play some strategy? Not the case, and Brian James actually beat the 48 off the pit lane. So Mike Irwin, in all likelihood, will cycle out as the race leader. Look at that. Annie Thomas lost a position, so Mike Irwin's going to be in a league of his own, assuming that the 38 of Daniel Voiles does not cycle out to the race lead, which I don't think he will. No, he will not. Mike Irwin, once again the race leader. Two wins in 3 races he could go for today. Keep in mind he won that double points race over at VIR. And now we don't have an intense battle for the lead. That's unfortunate, but we'll take you through the field anyway. Mike Irwin is your race leader. Anthony Lopez tracking him down. He's got 2 seconds to make up in about 8 laps here. He's in second. Annie Thomas is in third. Brian James running fourth. Karen James running in fifth. Austin Shaw is sixth. Audra Baranowskis is seventh. Dylan Young eighth. Dino Voiles ninth. Daryl Manning in 10th. Hillary Sanchez 11th. Ben Crouch 12th. 13th Rodemar Ott. 14th Miguel Zapata. 15th is Henry Williams. 16th is Dan Hummel. Not for long, he goes to 15th. 17th is Zach Hussey. 18th is Crystal Sleo. 19th is Samet Ozkan. 20th is Dave James. That is through the field. And I will return in just a second. My apologies, guys. I had a little thing to take care of real quick. Anyway, it is Mike Irwin, your race leader. The 9 of Rodney Crouch. This is not good for their playoff hopes. They are out of the race to Piston, and they are going to have one heck of a Barber race to get right back into this. As Mike Irwin is just stretching out his race lead with 5 laps of racing to go. I'll tell you who might be safe is the 39 of Karen James. The 88 of Annie Thomas is going to move up a little bit. And then the 2 of Dylan Young, he's also going to likely be safe or have a lot of room for error over at Barber. Oh, you see the 97's running along there. I believe the caution is out, and it is Brandon Parker. An accident off turn 4. This might end the race as the caution flag flies. Now the 20 of William Brock is involved, so it's 2 teammates that bring out the caution. I wouldn't want to be at the team meeting this week if those 2 wrecked each other. Let's go see what happened. Looks like something broke on the 23 of Francis Hawes, and he just stops the field there. See, William Brock, he's in the playoffs. Not a smart decision there. He tries to drive his way through it and instead causes a big wreck. You see, Mitchell Collins is involved. That's not good. The 23 gets hit again by Brandon Parker. And then the 29, Zach Fitzwater, sustained some heavy damage off of that. Thankfully, though, it looks like everybody else gets through. Let's take you back. I don't know if we're going to get back going green, but let's take you to the finish. Lo and behold, we will not go back racing. See the 2 Gibbs guys out. Francis Hawes out. They're all going to finish with DNFs. That's not a good day for them. Up front, though, Mike Irwin had a heck of a day. Stayed patient, battled hard for the race lead, and kept it clean as well in that battle. We've been saying it all race, probably the cleanest and most patient battle for the lead you'll ever see. And guess what? It's going to pay off for him. He hangs on so that at turn 4, making our way down the front stretch, it'll be Mike Irwin. He'll capture his 2nd win in 3 races here today from Gateway. And congratulations to the 97. He will be on to the round of 12. Or round of 8, rather. As he advances today. That's some good news for the 97 team. So now they will join Miguel Zapata. 2 Fords so far have locked into the playoffs. If that's a trend to look at. There are only 6 spots left up for grabs. And we'll find out who makes it next race at Barber. That should be tomorrow. Don't quote me on it. But we want to thank you for watching. Here come your results and standings, and we will see you back here for race number 18 from Barber, either tomorrow or upcoming soon. Goodbye, everyone.